Hello and welcome to Radio and Television Boulundala News. My name is Modu Ture and first the headline. The UDP withdraws their decision to expel the Brikama Area Council Chairman Serifo Sonko. The outgoing Managing Director of Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, Muhammadu Manjang, rejects his new job offer. 4 more new cases of corona emerges in the Gambia. Business has reopened in major cities in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These and other stories in this edition of Radio and Television Boulundala News. And now to the news in detail. The United Democratic Party has decided to withdraw their decision to expel the current chairman of Brikama Area Council, Serifo Sonko. It could be recalled that Mr. Sonko was accused of shifting allegiance to President Adama Barrow and absent himself from UDP functions. According to the recent dispatch from the party secretariat, Mr. Sonko's expulsion is cancelled for now, and his issue has now been forwarded to the Central Executive Committee. Speaking to the media recently, the spokesperson of the UDP, and Mame Fandintar, confirms the decision and admits that due process has not been followed. Mr. Sonko becomes chairman to the UDP ticket in 2018. Many describe the scenario as a political blow to the United Democratic Party, who were pushing for a court hearing if Mr. Sonko failed to step down as chairman of Brikama Area Council when he was initially sacked from UDP. Mr. Sonko maintained that his expulsion has not followed the due process. The outgoing Managing Director of Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, Mohamed Manjang, turned down his new appointment at the Senegalo-Gambian Permanent Secretariat. This came following a reshuffle in the civil service. In reference to the letter from the Public Service Commission, Mr. Manjang responds and says the new offer does not match with his field of study and expertise. He could not take up the new offer at this time, arguing that his training, professionalism, experience and skill is in finance, management and control of my financial institutions. He also says taking up a role which requires diplomacy and expertise in foreign affairs, he is not doing justice to the government. He thanked the government for giving him the opportunity to serve as head of civil service. Mr. Manjang served as the Managing Director of Social Security from the 7th of March 2017 to the 28th of April 2020. He has raised the financial status of Social Security and Housing Financial Corporation during his tenure. The Gambia Health Authorities confirms that 5 people contracted the coronavirus newly. This is the highest number of cases confirmed in a single day so far in the Gambia. Since the outbreak of the virus in China, it affects over 3 million people worldwide, including the Gambia. The Gambia has a total of 17 positive cases, out of which 1 person died, 9 people recovered, and 7 active cases. According to Dr. Mustafa Bitey, Acting Director of Health Services, this is the first time a case has been reported from the Central River region. 3 of the recent cases were close contacts of the 11th case, and the other one was linked to the 11th case. Since the outbreak of the virus, the Gambia conducts 555 tests, in which 17 were tested. 317 completed their quarantine period. Senegal, which surrounds the Gambia on their east, south, and north, has registered 1,000 cases and 9 deaths. Whilst a mass coronavirus testing were held in Bakau following the outbreak of a case in their area. A house-to-house sensitization is being held in and around Bakau for people to take preventive measures in the fight against corona. Personnel of the Gambia Police Force have effected arrest of people suspected of NAWEC fuel theft. ASP Lamin Jai confirms this to the media. He says the police got a tip-off that a vehicle is on its way to Fatoto with fuel, and the police intercepted the vehicle at Simoto Tuba. The vehicle is impounded and the driver was arrested. 5 NAWEC staff at Basse were arrested in connection with the theft and are currently charged, and the matter is still under further investigation. Electricity supply is not normal in Basse and the surroundings these days, especially around Bansang, where people struggle to get ice block before the break of their fast. The Basse NAWEC station is the main supplier of Bansang transmitter. A massive bushfire has destroyed the village garden of Kiam Masembe. The fire, believed to have started from a nearby farm and later got into the garden. According to Adama Cham, the Village Development Committee chairperson, the garden has been established since 30 years ago by the Village Community Initiative with support from Action Aid International. The garden generates tens of thousands of dollars for the Village Development Committee annually. It destroyed the entire crops and vegetation. The community moved quickly to contain the fire, but to no avail. The Masembe Community Garden is one of the most successful gardens in the Lower River region. The Secretary General of the Gambia Workers Confederation says they have recommended $4,500 to be the minimum wage for the lowest paid Gambian worker. Pa Momodu KB Fall, who is also a trade unionist, says the decision came in a meeting of the Combined Joint Industrial Council held last month. Mr. Fall's remark came on the heel of the celebration of the International Labour Day, otherwise known as May Day, held each year May on the 1st. The lowest salary a Gambian worker earns is less than $2,500 monthly, and the prices of commodities are fairly expensive. The theme for this year's celebration is a healthy worker in a healthy environment. The Workers' Day is celebrated internationally to reflect on the condition of workers. The government of the Gambia has reduced fuel prices according to a press release from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. The move is in line with government's policy on mitigating the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on lives and livelihood of Gambians. This is the biggest ever reduction of the domestic retail prices of fuel in history. Petrol is $40 per liter, diesel is $43 per liter, kerosene is $30 per liter. The goodwill gesture is also aimed at reducing the cost of fuel on transport operators in the light of the presidential directive of limit the passengers' capacity of commercial vehicles. The move is welcomed by the transport industry. This new development came effect on the 30th of April 2020. May 3rd, 2020 is the 27th edition of World Press Freedom Day. The day has been set aside by United Nations to pay tribute to journalism and journalists who have been killed in line with their duties. This is also a day to remind governments of the need to uphold the values and principles of press freedom while providing a platform for media professionals to reflect on the freedom and responsibilities of the media. This year's commemoration comes at a time the world is grappling with the coronavirus pandemic, which poses numerous challenges to the freedom and development of the media. Speaking to the media, the program manager of the Gambia Press Union, Mr. Lamin Jade, says the situation of the press freedom has improved in the Gambia, noting that the government is more open to the media. He further says there are lots of reforms happening with regards to media laws. The theme for this year's celebration is journalism without fear or favor. The Gambia for All political party donates 35,000 worth of sanitary materials to the National Disaster Management Agency. It's the latest political party to help in coping the coronavirus. The head of administration at the APP, MANDING, speaking on behalf of the party, says the move came in a bid to give their contribution in the wake of the virus. He says they have come forward with their little contribution. He added that what is important is the desire to contribute despite the small amount. The director of National Disaster Management Agency, Sana Dahaba, in receiving the gesture says it is something they have appreciated and recognized. National Disaster Management Agency is the institution responsible for coordinating disaster relief in the Gambia. The Gambia for All political party is formed by Mr. Bakari Bunjadabo, a former vice president who was in exile and later returned after the change of regime in 2017. And now to the international stories. Some businesses have reopened in Nigeria in key urban cities. In a recent media statement, President Muhammad Buhari has said the measure has caused major economic losses. Nigeria is among the African countries easing the corona lockdown. Egypt, Rwanda, South Africa and Tunisia have also eased their lockdown. The main doctors' association described the move as very premature. However, in the commercial capital Lagos, there is no traffic jam indicating that some people are still indoors. The virus is still yet to be contained in Nigeria. Face mask is compulsory for people to wear. Most of the people are concentrating on their daily income rather than adhering to safety measures. Medical experts have warned the government for easing the lockdown, hence a lot is still to be observed in terms of social distancing. The government says it's opening the economy, which is the largest in Africa. Schools, parks and religious centers are still not open for now. Government offices have been reopened, markets and banks. Amadou Gon Coulibaly, the Ivorian ruling party's presidential candidate in the October elections, will stay in France for a few more weeks for health rest after undergoing health exams. Mr. Coulibaly is the current Prime Minister of Ivory Coast and expects to succeed the current President Alassane Ouattara. Mr. Coulibaly, who is 61 years old, had an earlier health surgery in 2020. He flew to France for medical check last week. This information was dispatched to the media by the presidency. The main challenger for Mr. Coulibaly, Guillaume Soro, has been convicted in absentia last week by a court in Abidjan and banned for contesting next October presidential polls. Concerns have been raised in Liberia following President George Weah's meeting with his information minister, who was tested positive with coronavirus. As many expected, the president should follow the due procedure of quarantine to determine whether he has been infected. He, however, saw no symptoms of the virus but was seen sitting closely with his corona-positive information minister recently. President Weah is neither tested nor quarantined for now. That ends this edition of Radio and Television Boulundala News. My name is Modu Ture. Thanks for listening and watching.